Chapter 731. Even though Fury was a billionaire, he was not a generous person. In other words, in his eyes, he should not waste or spend any more money that should not be spent. This was exactly what he felt as he looked at Andrew and the other 5 men. The 6 of them had already broken their arms and could not even open the f***ing car doors on their own anymore. What was he going to do if he continued keeping them by his side? Their salaries were ridiculously high. If he continued to retain them, he would only be doing charity if he fed them until they were old. Therefore, Fury felt that he should drive them as far away as he could, as soon as he possibly could. The farther they went, the better it would be for him. In truth, Fury did not even want to pay them the $600,000 severance pay at all. Therefore, he could not help but feel as though he was already being very generous toward them. However, Andrew and the other bodyguards did not feel the same way. They were now completely useless. What was the concept of a useless person? This meant that they would have to spend the rest of their lives living as an armless person. A man who had no arms could not even eat, drink, or sleep on their own. Wouldn't they need someone to look after them for the rest of their lives? They would have to spend a lot of money over the next few decades. Furthermore, the reason why they were so badly injured was all because of the Whale family. However, as soon as they were in trouble, all the Whale family could think about was just getting rid of them. Andrew could not help but felt very resentful as he thought about this. However, he did not dare to do anything to Fury. This was because he knew that the Whale family was very powerful and influential. Since he and his men were all crippled, he would not be able to do anything if a dozen bodyguards swarmed in and attacked him in the blink of an eye. He was already crippled, so he would not be able to fight back at all. Wouldn't he be courting death then? Andrew truly felt like crying out of desperation at this time. Why hadn't he realized that Fury would turn out to be such a bastard? Fury was simply firing them and getting rid of them while completely ignoring the fact that he was the reason why they had lost their arms. He was simply a heartless beast. At this time, the door of the presidential suite was suddenly pushed open. The waiter who had used the universal room card to open the presidential suite quickly stepped aside. Right after, Adam walked into the presidential suite with a cold expression on his face as a dozen personal bodyguards followed closely behind him. Fury did not expect someone to suddenly open the room of the presidential suite. He was really surprised when he saw Adam walking into the room with his hands behind his back. Furthermore, Adam had an indescribably angry and indifferent expression on his face as he slowly walked into the room. Mr. Zodiac, who had been beaten up by Andrew, was following behind him, and he was accompanied by dozens of strong and muscular bodyguards who were dressed in suits. Fury could not help but feel a little surprised when he saw Adam suddenly making an appearance. However, he did not dare to neglect him, and he hurriedly put his anger aside as he smiled and said, "Mr. Smith, why are you here?" At this time, Adam replied coldly, "Fury Whale, you damn dog. You are truly very courageous. Did you know that Orem Grand Hotel is actually owned by the Anderson family?" Fury had a startled expression on his face and could not help but wonder what was wrong with Adam. He had still been chatting and laughing with him in such an amicable manner earlier today. So, why was there a sudden change in his attitude? Why was he being so cold and indifferent toward him? He was even directly insulting him by calling him a damn dog. However, no matter how unhappy he was, Fury knew that he could not afford to offend Adam. Therefore, Fury said respectfully, "Mr. Smith, of course I know that Adam Smith is an industry and establishment owned by the Anderson family. To be honest, my admiration for the Anderson family is like the water that flows in the river endlessly. Therefore, I hope that I can rely on my relationship with you to get acquainted with the Anderson family. I truly hope that I will be able to serve the Anderson family well in the future." Adam looked at Fury before he raised his hand and gave him a tight slap across the face, kicking him to the ground directly.